An old video has resurfaced and is causing absolute chaos on X. Phadi rallying behind Duduzane Zuma for MK Party Deputy President has sparked fresh controversy. But here's the twist. That old video may not be so outdated after all. Is this the real plan all along? And is Phadi really out of the MK or more powerful than ever?
The Deputy President is a party. Sithatha umuntu omusha. Hayibo. Sithatha umuntu ozogijima. Ivision yalaba bakhe.
The clip of Phadi calling for Duduzane Zuma to be deputy president is old, but South Africans are reacting like it's breaking news. Some are warning that it's outdated, others are taking it as gospel. The question is, why now? Why is this video resurfacing right when MK Party is undergoing internal restructuring? Let's talk facts. Phadi was expelled from MK Party earlier this year, a letter signed by none other than Floyd Shivambu, then Secretary General. But now, a recent photo of her and Jacob Zuma wearing newly launched MK tracksuits suggests otherwise. How does someone expelled from a party end up in Kandla with the party president wearing official merch? Since elections, MK Party has skyrocketed to become South Africa's third largest political force. But here's the catch, all of that without a permanent leadership structure. Enter Floyd Shivambu, Dr. John Hlophe and Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane, political heavyweights who joined after the election. Were they brought in to stabilize the party or to snatch positions that long-time members like Phadi had already been eyeing?
If you are bringing another leader, you cannot bring a leader on allegations. You must bring a leader on the actual fact of how Umkhonto weSizwe is doing things. And at the moment, it was not based on principle.
I think it represented the highest level of opportunism that I have encountered in my short political life.
But we mustn't see this as a principled left opposition that's now being created by the departure of Floyd Shivambu, because there's nothing principled about it. It is people to use the public purse for their own gain and their own benefit and for the benefit of their network that are now finding each other again. Why on earth would a avowed Marxist join an organization that fundamentally advances the right of hereditary leaders to be able to be in charge and to exercise power? Why would an avowed Marxist move to an organization that actively promotes a theocracy? Why would an avowed Marxist move to an organization that wants to abolish the rule of law and return it to a parliamentary sovereignty system? These are things, are all the antithesis of the Marxist tradition. We would have thought Marxists supporting people who are there by their birthright rather than who they actually are. And yet, it has nothing to do with a pragmatic realignment. It is an opportunistic realignment of the forces of people who want to loot the state and are looking for a way to consolidate so they can get their foot back in the door and they can carry on with what was being done before.
Now let's get back to Duduzane Zuma. He's never officially joined the MK Party, but he's been everywhere. MK rallies, exposed, soft endorsements. He has his own party, Game Changers, but in this age of political mergers, will he dissolve it and officially join the MK Party? If that happens, and if Phadi's support for him remains active behind the scenes, could Duduzane Zuma be the next deputy president? And if so, what happens to Dr. Hlophe?
This whole thing of saying, oh, we're tired of the elders. It's their job to sit and wait. They've got the time. They're going nowhere. They're not going to move. If they see that the youth are not serious, they're just going to occupy that space. We need to stand up, and that's our job, guys. Believe in yourselves, support each other, stand up, because no one is going to hand over an economic opportunity to you. You need to go and get it.
Yeah.
We need to become a go-getting society. So to the youth of the country, let's take ourselves seriously, because if you don't take yourself seriously, nobody will. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody will.
Yeah.
People looked at me 2 years ago. Sorry, you're doing what? Politics? Running for presidency? In 2022, different story. 2 years away, watch the space.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it is, because I believe in myself, and most importantly, other people have believed in me to say, you know what, we've got you. Whatever we need to come through, resource, ideas, capacity.
Some ex-users are already saying it. MK is a Zuma family business, with Edward Zuma recently announcing he's joined the party too. Is Mary Phadi still pulling strings from behind the scenes? Is Duduzane Zuma destined for a leadership role? And is Floyd Shivambu's influence starting to fade? Let us know what you think. Would you support Duduzane Zuma as deputy president of the MK party? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We are watching closely. Keep your heads up, SA.
Our people are preyed on by politicians who will feed them with a whole bunch of rubbish, to be honest. And then they take that information as gospel, and we find ourselves in a situation where these problems perpetuate because our people don't understand the realities. Government needs to do more in giving people the right information and giving people information that's relevant to them. I think there's a lot of complicated information that's put out in the atmosphere by government, and people, they try and go through it, they don't understand it. So I think a simplified message where people can understand there's certain things that need to be done, and this is how it'll be done. And then finally, with private sector, as much as their important role, they definitely need to find their space, and then that space would have to rally behind the actual laws as per and then the parameters and how the playing field is set up as per government. And you'll find a lot of the private sector participants will always try and second guess government, which at some times is correct, because government may not understand the issues of the economic space, but in most times it's just a positioning issue. So these struggles, I think, will also is what adds to the economic strife we have in our country. And pragmatism has gone out the window. I think we're too hell-bent on sounding right and all the information looking 100% correct, and we're not doing the simple things, and we're not perfecting doing the simple things.
I like a lot of what you said, and I agree with it. A simplified message so the people could understand their responsibility in the process, right? They need to be educated so there could be some real synergy between the ground level and the elected officials to get things done. Similarly to America, protest has played a big part in establishing the identity of the people. And protest is useful, but you have to be able to do more.
So if you look at simple example, if someone is in the space of crime fighting or law enforcement, you'd better have been in the trenches. You'd better know how to lock and load when it's time to lock and load. We're not saying that you're going to be on the ground front line, even though you should be. But you can't be someone that doesn't understand what security, what intelligence is about.